Hello, this is a part of our rehab development lecture video in the hospital. So today's topic is about lumbar disc herniation and that exercise. Outline is like this. So first one is the classification by MRI. From these sagittal and horizontal T2 images, it is categorized into 4 types. So 1, central type, and 2, posterolateral type, and 3, intraforaminal type, and 4, extraforaminal type. So diagnostic imaging is done by a doctor. However, understanding the imaging findings is also beneficial for physical therapists to have detailed assessment, good quality treatment, and constructive discussion with other medical professionals. So, in a normal intervertebral disc, the annulus fibrosus is depicted in black because it is made up of collagen fibers and fibrocartilage. The nucleus pulposus is depicted in gray, which is close to white. However, if the disc is degenerated, it loses its freshness and gradually turns black. Pain caused by a herniated disc is not due to the physical nerve compression by the prolapsed nucleus pulposus, but by inflammation from the prolapsed fresh nucleus pulposus. The intervertebral disc pressure changes depending on posture. The pressure is lowest in the prone position, followed by sideline position, and standing position, and sitting position. So sitting position has the highest disc pressure. So about 10 years ago, I was working with one patient with lumbar disc herniation in the hospital. And when I saw her in the waiting room, she was always standing because she said the pain was smaller when standing. But 1 month later, her first treatment, so I saw that she was sitting on a chair, not standing in the waiting room. So I'm so relieved to see that at the time. Anyway, the intervertebral disc supports the spinal crown. However, the degenerated disc cannot support weight very well. In other words, the intervertebral pressure decreases. This reduces weight support in the nucleus pulposus in the middle of disc and puts more weight on the annulus fibrosus around it. Since the spinal sinus nerve is distributed in the annulus fibrosus, pain appears when excessive weight is applied to it. The nucleus pulposus is a gel-like tissue in the center of intervertebral disc. It is surrounded by an annular fibrosus, which is rich in collagen. The supportability of the intervertebral disc is an anterior support element. On the other hand, the facet joint is a posterior support element. So, if anterior support is reduced, posterior facet joint get more stressed, which might cause lower back pain. If the physiological lumbar lordosis is disappeared and continuous lumbar spine contraction is forced, the intervertebral disc pressure may increase, which also causes lower back pain. And the purpose of conservative therapy is to reduce the intervertebral pressure by lumbar extension therapy and promote anterior movement of the nucleus pulposus, and to improve the gliding and extensibility for the sciatic nerve by expanding the range of motion for straight leg rising. So this is the one of the example of sciatic nerves gliding and extensibility. So hip flexion and straight leg rising one time, and straight leg rising with passive and active motion like this.
this is the example of lumbar lordosis exercise. So lumbar extensing, flexing, and one more time extensing like this, and for a few seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like this. And the final one is also lumbar lordosis self-training like this, and stretching and extending lumbar crumb